Good afternoon, student. Class 10. I have come here to teach you the analytical chemistry introduction, the branch of chemistry which deals with the experimental study of substance both by qualitative as well as quantitative means is called the analytical chemistry. So, both the studies, qualitative and quantitative means, is called the analytical chemistry. The qualitative analysis, the nature and the quality of the substance under examination, means how, what are the things present there. Quality means what are the substances, what are the ions, positive or negative, what cations, calcium, potassium, magnesium, copper. These types means what are the names or quality of the substances present that are identified. So, this type of study is known as the qualitative analysis, and the substances under examination are determined, whereas the quantitative analysis is the, please add here putting one omission sign, quantity or amount of the substance, of the constituents of a chemical substance or mixture is determined. The amount, how much it is present, or quantity, that is determined by quantitative study or analysis. A reagent is the substance which react with some other substances, is used to carry out the chemical reaction, useful in identification of the given unknown substance. So, reagents are the chemical substances by using which we will be able to identify or carry out the identification of the substances and their reactions. Here we will deal with the quantitative, not with the quantitative analysis, but with the qualitative analysis. The alkalis are important laboratory reagents. Most commonly used alkalis are sodium hydroxide, a strong alkali, and ammonium hydroxide, you know already, one weak alkali. These two substances generally are used to detect or identify the metallic radicals or different types of positively charged ions, cations, present in a salt. Thus, the cations can be, these cations will react with alkalis to give the hydroxide, corresponding hydroxides, by which we can, and these corresponding hydroxides have different colors and solubility. So, most important two points are here. The colors of different hydroxides are different, and their solubility, sometimes when the color is same, then by the solubility of those hydroxides in alkalis will give us the identification clue. Then color of the salts, color of the salts and their solutions. Ions may be colorless as well as colored. The color of a salt is due to the presence of a colored ion in it. For example, Cu2 plus sulfate, copper 2 sulfate, CuSO4 is blue colored salt and forms a blue solution when dissolved in water. It consists of Cu2 plus cupric and SO4 double minus sulfate ions. CO2 plus ions are blue in color, while SO4 double minus ions are colorless. Due to the presence of blue colored CO2 plus ions, the aqueous solution of aqueous solution means solution in water of copper sulfate is blue. So two types of ions are available from copper sulfate. First one is cupric ion Cu2 plus, and second one is SO4 double minus sulfate ion. So positively charged ions are called cations, and they are coming from the metals, so metallic ions, so they are called the metallic ions or basic parts sometimes. And the anion part, the negative part, is called the acidic ions or the anions or the negative ions, as they are coming from one acid. From sulfuric acid, the sulfate ion has come, and from copper hydroxide the Cu2 plus ion has come to the salt CuSO4. So this is called the acidic part and this is called the basic part. Cu2 plus is the basic part or metallic part or cationic part, and sulfate part is called acidic part or anion part. So blue color of the salt is due to the presence of Cu2 plus ions. Generally, the salt of representative elements, normal elements, that is the element of the group 1A, group 7A are colorless, while those of the 1A or those of the transition elements that is salt of element of group 1B or 7B and 8, lanthanides and actinides are colored. So water colors the metals group 1A, group 7A, group 1A and group 7A are colorless, but those who are transition elements, that is salts of elements of group 1B, 7B and 8, lanthanides, except those lanthanides and actinides, you have read in periodic table chapter what are lanthanides and what are actinides, those also are colored. Different colors of salt help in their identification during qualitative analysis. Colored salts will give us one hint what type of cations may be present there. The colors of some important cations or basic radicals and anions or acidic radicals are given in table 4.1. These are some, they have jotted down or listed some positive ions which have different colors and some negative ions which have different colors. So cupric ion Cu2 plus, blue color. You can also color those ions or colors with bright colors using sketch pen or crayons, etc., so that during the study the color will give you the, it is easier for you to memorize. Like Cu2 plus has blue color, Mn2 plus pink color, Cr3 plus green color, Ni2 plus again green color, but those two green colors are different. One is light and dark mixed, chromium 3 plus, and nickel is totally green in color. For iron, it is yellow, iron 3 plus yellow, reddish yellow, orangish yellow, and in case of Fe2 plus, it is light green. Copper 2 plus is pink in color. Like here all the cations are given. Copper 2 plus, repeating, copper 2 plus blue color, Mn2 plus pink color, Cr3 plus green color, Ni2 plus green color, Fe3 plus yellowish orange color, Fe2 plus light green color, CO2 plus pink color. Chromate ions, these are all anions which have different colors also, like CrO4 2 minus, this is chromate anion. Chromate anion has yellow color. Cr2O7 2 plus dichromate ion, orange color. MnO4 minus, pink color. So due to the presence of these cations, the salt will take those different colors, and due to the presence of those anions, the salt will take these colors. Okay. Most of the anions are colorless, like sulfate, chloride, etc. And some cations which are present in group 1A, those are colorless. Some important colorless cations and anions are shown in table 4.2, in next page. Action of alkali on metal cations result in the formation of their hydroxides, which often appear as precipitates. Precipitation is the process of formation of a solid when solutions are mixed. The solid thus formed is called precipitate. Now come to the next page. The ammonium radical, NH4 plus, these are all colorless cations. If those cations are present in any salt, that salt will take the colorless or white color. Like ammonium NH4 plus, sodium ion Na plus, potassium ion K plus, chromium ion calcium ion Ca2 plus, magnesium ion Mg2 plus, barium Ba2 plus, strontium Sr2 plus, aluminium Al3 plus, lead Pb2 plus, zinc Zn2 plus. If those cations are present in any salt, those salt will take a colorless or white color. The colorless anions, like there are some colorless anions: chloride ion Cl minus, sulfate ion SO4 2 minus, carbonate ion CO3 2 minus, sulfide ion S2 minus, phosphate ion PO4 3 minus, bromide ion Br minus, bicarbonate ion HCO3 minus. Now uses of ammonium hydroxide. So anions can't be seen in the video, isn't it? I'm showing those. See here, chloride Cl minus, SO4 2 minus, CO3 2 minus, S2 minus, PO4 3 minus, Br minus, HCO3 minus, etc. Now coming to this portion, use of ammonium hydroxide. Ammonium hydroxide is a reagent, already we have learnt it. It is used for identifying different cations present in a salt. NH4OH is an important agent and can be used in variety of applications in qualitative analysis. For example, For precipitation of metal cations, ammonium hydroxide precipitates several metal cations from their salt solutions. These precipitates have different colors and are very helpful in detection of cations. For formation of complex salt, ammonium hydroxide forms complex salt with certain metal cations. Those salts have distinct colors and help in the detection of the metal cations. So, by their different colors, we can identify those. The precipitate have different colors. Here also precipitates have different colors and very helpful in the detection of cations. Some complex salts also have distinct colors and help in the detection of metal cations. So these are the some hydroxides will form, those will have different colors for different cations, and complex salts may have different colors for different cations. For making medium to weakly basic, ammonium hydroxide is